name is Dominician Gennari, and I have created a project called Arc of Light. I decided to venture upon the path of music after 10 years of absence. By the year 2011, I personally felt most music had lost its merit, or at least the function I had grown to understand it to be. Outside of entertainment, what purpose does music really have in our current society anyway? During the time of the great classical court composers, Mozart, Beethoven, and Wagner, music was about the exaltation of God. It was about the divine struggles of Norse myth. It was about the immense tribulations of heroes in battle. Here we stand, venturing into the year 2022, and music has descended into a salacious cesspool of gratuitous sex, gratuitous violence, laced with occult symbols and mechanisms designed to entrench you into a controlled state of mind. Do not misunderstand me. The joy of sex through consent and passion, and the act of protective violence through good judgment, not only have their place, but are necessary in our world today. The vibratory frequencies of music have an insurmountable power that would render any Marvel superpower feeble and shallow. I feel the time has gone to have music solely as a form of entertainment, when we need its power more than ever now to help wake those who are still mired in the quicksand of the fraudulent sociopaths operating governments, and to those who continue to be hypnotized by the mistruths of the corporate media. Through music, story, and art, the Great Awakening is happening. The question is, are you prepared for what is coming? This docuseries will therefore explore and illuminate sovereignty, natural law, and responsibility through judgment. If for any reason you believe my sonic creations will be constructed in the form of a docile, imbecilic pantomime, then think again. I have re-injected my music with that fire, that burning rage we rarely witness in today's works of art. Arc of Light is more than an inquiry into the genesis of entertainment. It is an effort to resurrect truth. Join me as we embark on this incredible journey together as a community through the making of an anthem during this time of the Great Awakening. As well. This is a bit lower. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So, okay, where do I begin? I had this wonderful idea after almost 11 years away from music to decide to come back into music, to feel that right now is the time during this war on humanity, you could say, to give humanity some content that is wholesome, that is nourishing for the soul, that is uplifting, and that sparks that sacred masculine, that sparks that sacred feminine energy into movement and into power. We want kindness, we want love, we want compassion, but we also want the burning rage, defending the ones we love. We need that passion and that power. Arc of Light is about creating a project in which I am expressing my feelings as to what is happening in the world right now. We're seeing extreme changes, we're seeing tribulations, we're seeing biblical story playing out in what's happening to the world. Our governments have gone rogue, our defense forces have become aberrated in the way that they're operating and fighting against people. And let me make it very clear, this is where I stand. I believe in the sovereign right of the individual, the sovereignty of you having rights, the sovereignty of you choosing how, when, and what you do to your body, with your body, and how you live your life, provided you're doing that as ethically as you can. You should have the ability to be able to be sovereign. And if you don't understand what the word sovereign is, I'm going to give you a dictionary definition of what sovereign is. I'm wanting to draw people that are in alignment with my message, pro-survival, pro-humanity. So that's my message. I'm very clear as to where I stand with that. Some of you may have remembered I was in a band called Gennari Rise of the New Sun. band was between 2008 to 2011, you could say, 2010, 2011. In the industrial rock vein, similar to what I'm doing now. We played a handful of shows. I released an album that was pretty much a disaster. It was not the easiest thing to do back then because I was so focused on creating amazing music, high-level music, and the ability to disseminate and to get the music out to the masses. It wasn't there. It was non-existent. I was in a condition of non-existence. And I had no way or no understanding or no wherewithal to be able to break out of that mold. So the album was a complete disaster. It was reviewed here and there by various groups and radio stations overseas. Very mixed reviews. Some people loved it and some people absolutely hated it, leaving scathing remarks, and it was incohesive. And anyway, all the most nastiest things you can think of, it was all thrown at me. But that's okay. That's, I guess, part of the conditions that you go through when you're trying to make something right. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a background as to where I've come from and what I'm planning on doing moving forward. I had a great idea: release some songs and then create music film clips for them. Now, video clips for music are a lot of work. I'm working with a very talented team, a fellow by the name of Harris Fazlich from West Melbourne Studios. He's a genius, he's a director, he's a producer, and I wrestled with Harris for many years. Me and him trained together in freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor, and I've also come through teaching and learning Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling. So that's where I met Harris, and you'll get to see him further on in this video. We put our heads together. We said, right, what's the best and fastest and quickest way with the highest quality to get a video down? And he came up with this brilliant idea that we film in 2 areas. We film in my garage, which you're going to see some cool stuff now, and we record in a sign manufacturing factory in the western suburbs of Melbourne. So we set up over 2 days in my garage, in my backyard, where they doused me with water, and it was freezing cold, and it was so much fun. And then we filmed the second day using a very, very rare guitar, which you'll also see. And we filmed the second day in that factory, and it was dirty. There was stuff everywhere. There was trip hazards everywhere. It was brilliant. So let's delve into some of the scenes and some of the things that we did over those 2 days, so you can have a little bit of an insight as to exactly how a music video is produced and put together. And hopefully you may be inspired to do this on your own. And to be honest, you can do this on your own. If you have an iPhone, or if you have some equipment, a few lights and a nice environment, you can easily make something that is really effective. Remember, gone are the days of Hollywood productions. You don't need to have everything in your stories. And believe it or not, with a few dollars of software and a little bit of know-how, you can do a lot with editing and with music and with film today. So strap in and let's have a look at the process moving forward.